getting punched on the face every day is not a joke. After you get to 35, 40, you start forgetting things, and then your voice getting low, and there are many more disadvantages.
A two-time Olympian, three times world medalist, gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games, and an Arjuna awardee. Our guest for today is Vikas Krishan Yadav. Hello, sir. Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, sir. So, sir, to start with, what really motivated you to take up boxing as a sport?
Like when I took on boxing, I was just 9, 10 years old, so I wasn't able to make any kind of decisions. So basically, for making me boxer, that was only my father's decision.
Okay.
And then he admitted me into this when I was like 8, 9 years old, I remember. And after that, when I was able to take decisions of my life, I was into it.
Okay. So it was your father always supporting you and being through with you throughout your career, is it?
Yes, my father has been always very much supportive with me. Like sometimes I feel that if I lose, and that will not only be me losing, that there will be also my father also losing like that. So he is very much connected to me, and he always supports me.
I think it's really beautiful that you've got that kind of support from your parent, and it's because that's something that a lot of people lack these days. They don't get the right kind of support, especially when it comes to taking up a career in sports rather than any other field. So I think it's fantastic that you have received that kind of support, and you are achieving so much for the country and your father.
Right, it differs from person to person. Like some I have seen some people supporting their families, like in whatever, if they want to go in front of art or in sports or in studies. Like some people are supporting, but I cannot say most of them. Some are only few.
Yes, absolutely. So, sir, you've represented at the Olympics two times, and so was representing India at the Olympics, always a goal for you, right from when you started boxing when you were 9 years old.
Right. If like when I have achieved that goal of participating India in the Olympics, so it's not a big deal for me right now. So, but if you had asked me the same question like 10, 12, 15 years back, it would have been a very big deal. But now it's okay. It's okay to represent India in the Olympics. But my aim is to win the gold medal for the country this time. So yeah, I have represented two times, but now it's the time to grab that gold.
Yes, sir. So, sir, if you look at it, when you're an athlete, you are actually preparing for 4 years to represent your country at the highest level, which is the Olympics. And with everything coming to a halt this year, 1 year gets wasted. You could not really, practice the way you should have, and you kind of lose touch from the game, because at least for the first 2-3 months, you were not able to really practice the sport that well. So how do you feel? How was it like for you this entire journey of the lockdown, and how has it impacted you?
Like first of all, let me know you. I'm a very positive kind of guy. I see every positive in every negative situation. So it was not only the lockdown for me. It was not only coronavirus for me. It was for the whole world.
Yeah.
So I was better staying at my home. I was better staying at my farmhouse. And one of my friends came, Neeraj Goyat. He came, and then we started training together. So at least people were not, they were doing nothing, and I was doing something. So something is better than nothing. So I think I did well during the pandemic, and now as the world is getting open, so I'm also doing better than all of the world. That's what I think. So I'm a very kind of positive person, so I'm doing better than all of those guys.
Well, I think absolutely, sir. That's the kind of outlook that was most needed during this pandemic, because there were a lot of people who were suffering from a lot of mental trauma. I had spoken to a few swimmers as well, and they were telling me that they've just completely lost touch, because when you're swimming, you're in a completely different medium, right? Because it's not
Right.
like Yes. So, and even they were telling me that they're being positive about it, and it's great that you have also been positive and are now back in action and bracing yourself for the next year. And so, sir, your first international medal was a gold at the Asian Youth Boxing Championship. How was that feeling? And how much of a motivation was it for you to keep going and forward and winning even more for the country?
Like, let me correct you. My first, like, the Wikipedia says that I won gold medal first time in 2010 in Youth Asian, but actually, let me tell you, I won the first gold medal in 2007 in
Okay.
World Cadet Boxing Championship. So I was just 15 years old, and it was very nice experience for me. It was only my first competition, and going to a big stage like world stage, it was very good for me. And eventually, some of our boxers have won previous, so that was not that much big deal of me after some years. But at that time, it was really very much big deal. I beat some tough countries: USA, Azerbaijan, Russia, Uzbekistan in that competition. So that was a very tough competition for me, but after all, I pulled the victory.
Yes, absolutely. And so, my apologies for that mistake. We'll definitely correct that. And so when you're playing at the highest level, there are a lot of times that you face some failure. So, how have you overcome those failures, and how have you made yourself strong mentally that it's okay, and now you need to move forward from that?
Like, whenever I lose a fight, or whenever I lose a competition, or whenever I get some kind of failures, like, I call my father, I usually call my parents, like, they just keep on telling me my winning stories, that how I won that. Okay, this one defeat cannot cost me my future. This is not my last fight. And the best thing, when you talk to your parents, like, you automatically get relaxed. They keep on telling you motivating stories, and the best thing is that they just take me to the past, when like, we had not that much of in terms of everything, when people would never know us, and they kept on and telling me the past stories when it was very much tough for me. So
Correct.
went tough for our family, and then I say, oh, thanks God that he has given me that much. So I'm always thankful to God.
Okay. It's really nice to see the kind of support your family has been for you. So you started at a very young age, right? You started at the age of 9, and you were in school. So how would you manage your academics and your sport back then?
Oh, first of all, let me tell you, like, my father wanted me to be a strong and a healthy guy, a strong, tough guy. That's why he made me admit in boxing. And after that, when I was studying and I was playing as well, and I was like, you cannot say I was playing, I was sporting as well.
Yes.
So then it was kind of difficult for me, but I was a baby, I was not able to make that kind of stressful environment. But later, then, when I told my father that I can do only one thing, like, either you make me box, or you make me study, because these two things, my father always thought that, hey, he might manage, but then it's very much difficult, like, going in the morning training, then going to school, then coming back, going for the evening
Yeah,
training, and finish our homework. That's quite a tough job. So that's
absolutely.
why my father said, oh, no, 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 we are not going to study now, we are going to box only.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's really nice that you since the beginning you were just determined to do it, and today you are continuing to do that. It's really amazing to hear that. So now coming on to the other aspect of it, as to how one can make a career in the sport of boxing. So how can one make his way into pro boxing, and what are the pros or cons if there are any?
Yeah, there are some, what you call, there are some advantages, because boxing is the most moneyful sports in this world. If any guy he is the best as his sports. Like, he can be best at football, he can best at hockey, he can be best at any game, but he can earn much more respect and much more money in the sport of boxing. So that's the first thing. And like, you can make a lot of money, you can represent your country at the pro level, you can make people realize that, hey, your country is something good in professional boxing, and your country always know you are always supported to your country, and you are always, like, what they call, you are always very much supportive. Your country is always supportive. It's always backing up. So these are the benefits. And the disadvantages of boxing is that you get punched on the face right every day, and after like it builds up. It builds up. After you get to 35, 40, you start forgetting things, and then your voice getting low. And there are many more disadvantages. Like if you see, like our elder boxers like Muhammad Ali, George Frazier, Mike Tyson, like those people are that who forgot everything. You tell them your name, and after 10 minutes the thing is gone. So like getting punched on the face every day is not a joke that you can play. That's why I'm saying that there is a lot of difference between sports and game is everything is game except boxing and UFC and kind of these things. Because like I can play football with the world's top guys, but like no one can play boxing with another guy. Like he's going to wear gloves. I have some friends who wear gloves sometimes, but once they spar, they will never wear those gloves again. So no, that's the main difference between sports and game. So I'm happy that I took a risky challenge and now I'm succeeding in it.
Yes, absolutely, sir. And what is the state of boxing in India? How is it at the grassroots level in India?
The grassroots levels are the government is making some fine decisions to open nurseries, to open centers, and to helping sportsmen like us and like other like the sportsmen that are good at elite level. They are helping them to open their academies in terms of financial and everything, equipment wise and financial wise. So like India is improving, but Rome wasn't built in a day. It will take time.
Absolutely. And if you look at it, in India, cricket is a religion, right? And everybody follows cricket very religiously. But so what do you think is the way out for other sports to also get that kind of traction as cricket gets in India?
Professional.
Okay.
Like I can feel that professional boxing can take boxing to other levels. Because in US, like everyone knows about boxing, everyone knows about everyone. Because the TV shows all day boxing. In India, we have like 5 channels, Star Sports, or like I don't know what channels they are. They keep on making us watching all the previous matches, like what happened in 2000. So we know, he was the guy who used to play there. So when you see the sports column, like there is only cricket.
Correct.
So like we have to change people mentality that cricket is only a game. It's only played between, like I'm not criticizing any game, like it's also a game, but it's only played between how many countries and how much risky it is.
Absolutely.
So like you have to compare, but people want some easy work. They want some easy work. They don't want tough work.
Okay, so you think journalism is something that really affects the kind of perception people have towards the sport?
Yeah, journalism, TV rights, and social media also. Like cricket, like people are earning more money on cricket, making some YouTube channels, writing something on Facebook, and like people are making money of cricket, and that's good. But you have to understand that cricket is not the only game. You have tough games like wrestling, archery, judo. Like you have tough games. But like when we have a baby, like when it's like an year-old or 2-year-old, we give him a plastic bat in his hand. We cannot give him gloves because boxing is tough and cricket is easy. So because our Indians, they have mentality like that. They want easy first. They don't see what's the right. They want easy.
Correct. Okay. So now coming back to you, sir, you are an amateur boxer and you are also into pro boxing. So how do you juggle between the two?
At first, it was very much difficult for me because professional boxing is totally different. We have smaller gloves and the longer rounds. Like in amateur, we only play 3 minutes, 3 rounds, but in professional, I started from 6 rounds. So it was quite a tough job for me in the beginning. But right now, I'm getting back into track. I'm adjusted to both. Now I went to Olympic qualifiers. I made them with ease. Like being a professional, it makes you tough, and that's the best thing.
Correct. Okay. And we've heard about the importance and the role that a coach plays in an athlete's life. And today it's not just a coach, but it's also the support staff that goes on behind it. You have like a team with for your sport. When you're going pro, when you're playing at the elite level. So what is it? Is there any particular person who's impacted your life the most?
Like I have a nice team, I have a nice physio, I have a nice coach, I have everything, and I have the support from government. Like now I'm training in United States, I have the support from government. But the person who has, like, I have a group of close friends, like there are 5, 6, 10, 12 my close friends whom I take, whom help me in taking some decisions, like when I turn pro or when I change weight, when I do some stuff, I just ask them. The person who is most influential to me is my like very good friend Neeraj Goyal. He's also a professional boxer, so he supports me a lot, and he's always there for me.
Okay. And so what's the importance today? A lot of people are talking about having a sports psychologist on their team, somebody who's there for the mental conditioning of an athlete. So what is your take on that, and how do you feel it is important for an athlete to have someone?
A sports psychologist is very much important, but you have to find the right guys. It cannot be like normal psychologist. You put them, I say, like sports psychologist, like there is one thing that is psychologist. There is one person who is psychologist who can make you sleep faster, who can manage you or some social problems like that. Second is sports psychologist, who has done some sports and who knows the pressure of going in the field. Okay. And the third one I'm going to add it is boxing psychologist, the one who has ever stepped in the ring. Like he can be the only boxing psychologist. Like okay. If I go to my hometown Bhiwani, I'm going to tell guys, and they're going to listen to me more, because the same feelings arose in them when they get into the ring. The same feelings they arose that when they are about to go in the ring. So boxing psychologist is totally different, and of course we need a sports psychologist, but for boxers we need a boxing psychologist who has ever stepped in the ring and who understands the pros and cons of the game.
Absolutely, sir. And now coming to one last question from this segment, what is your take on the Indian team contingent for Tokyo 2021? How do you how many medals do you foresee us winning?
Like I see, like it depends on the day. For other guys, I will say, but right now I'm preparing for Olympic gold. Let me tell you about myself. Like I don't say that hey, this guy is going to win, this guy, but we have got quite a strong team. The best thing is that we have got two world medalists, Amit Pangal and Manish Kaushik. Those guys are tough, and they can beat any guy on the given day. Apart from that, we have Satish Kumar. He is much more experienced, and after that we have Ashish Chaudhary, and we have good guys. Our team is quite strong. It's a combination of both youth and experience. So our team is quite strong, and we're going to do well in the Olympics.
So since we're just talking about the teams, what kind of a camaraderie do you share with the teammates from India that you have? What kind of a friendship do you all share? Do you have any anecdote that you'd like to share with us? Some fun story?
These are before this year I used to live with Manoj Kumar. Like he was a veteran boxer, so he was good. He was Arjun Wadi too, and now I'm living with Satish Kumar because he's right on my age and he's so much experienced. Like I don't want to stay with young guys because young guys have a different life. They talk to their girlfriends, they talk to their family, they have some stupid stuff. Like I'm not saying that I don't do stupid stuff, but I do stupid stuff according to my age, and they do stupid stuff according to their age. So that is the only difference. So I don't stay with young guys. I only stay with Satish in the room all day and talking about our naughty stuff. That's it.
Okay. So with that, sir, we've come to the end of our first segment. We'll move on to the next segment, which is called Smash. So I have a quiz prepared for you, and I will be sharing my screen with you. So the questions will keep coming in, and you'll get 15 seconds to answer each question.
Okay.
I'm former world number 1. I'm the first Indian to win the All England Open Badminton Championship.
Pulel.
Who am I?
Pulela Gopichan.
No, sir. You want to take another
Oh,
guess? You're
shit.
pretty close, though.
Wait. I know, like he is the father of
Yes.
Padukone.
Yes. The
Mr.
first.
Padukone.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Yes, you were correct.
Prakash Padukone. Yeah.
Yes. I was born in Gujarat. I currently play for Mumbai Indians. Who am I?
I don't know. I'm not following IPL. I don't know.
Do you want to take a wild guess? He's also in the Indian team. He's one of the best bowlers India has.
Like India has like some good bowlers, Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav. But I don't know this guy.
Okay. Jasprit Bumrah.
Mhm.
I'm currently ranked number 4 in the world. I have just one French Open title to my name. Who am I?
I see tennis, but I don't follow their headlines, so I
This
would
is-
have a guess.
He's one of the
Novak.
legends. No.
No. No.
You're
Like,
close,
I
though.
know. I know some of the names like Federer, but this guy doesn't look like Rafael Nadal because he's left-handed. So Novak Djokovic.
I give you another hint. You've already said the name, not the first one, but you took his name
Mhm.
somewhere in the middle.
So it's like Roger Federer.
Yes, absolutely. I hail from Assam. I'm also known as the Dhing Express. Who am I?
Like she's a girl and Hima Das.
Yes, absolutely. The last one, I play for Bengaluru FC. I have scored a total of 72 goals in 115 international matches. Who am I?
Sunil Chhatri.
Yes, absolutely. I think so. That was great. You did it. You made some very good guesses, and it was really nice. And so one last question that I have from you, since you spoke about the younger generation and how you see a big generation gap between the things that you do and they do. So, what is one advice that you would give to them, the upcoming generation?
Don't go for any medicines or any unwanted supplements. That's what I want to tell them. And not only them, I want to tell to our youth boxers and the youth sports person of the country that there is no there is no such a pill that you can go from down to earth, that you can go up every day by taking that pill. Only the hard work is the key. That's what I want to share with them. But people are not going to. But some people are not going to agree with me because they have to sell their supplements, they have to sell their substances. But that's the way it is. Like if there would have been any kind of magic pill, like anyone could have been beaten Usain Bolt or something. But hard work is the only key.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that's a great piece of advice, and I've had a lot of fun speaking to you, and I'm really looking forward to next year's Olympics and to see you perform for India. So that's
just see. I'm going to show people how boxing is an art, and how I'm going to make people punches miss and then hit them back. Just see this.
Yes. Absolutely. So I think we're going to see some great action coming next year, and it was really nice talking to you and hearing all that you had to share with us. So thank you so much for joining us, and see you soon, sir, on the screen.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah. अभी हाल फिलहाल में हमें पता चला है कि आपका जो सिल्वर मेडल था वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप का, उसको कन्वर्ट कर दिया गया गोल्ड मेडल।
अभी जो मुझे गोल्ड मिला तो मैं सोच के तो गई थी गोल्ड का ही, पर लेकिन सिल्वर मिला तो मुझे उसमें भी संतुष्टि थी। पर लेकिन जो संतुष्टि मुझे गोल्ड में मिलती ना, उतनी संतुष्टि मुझे सिल्वर में नहीं मिली थी। मैंने अपना एम बनाया कि मैं आगे आने वाली वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में गोल्ड मेडल हासिल करके रहूं।